quiet boy. He liked to listen more than he liked to speak. At school, he felt small. His words stayed inside him. Other kids talked fast and loud. Evan did not. One rainy afternoon, the rain came down hard. Evan had no umbrella. His shoes were wet. His bag felt heavy. When he reached the corner, he stopped. The bookstore door was open just a little. Warm light fell onto the street. Evan stood there for a moment. His heart beat faster. He did not know why. Then he pushed the door and stepped inside. A small bell rang softly. The air smelled like old paper and tea. Books were everywhere. Tall shelves touched the ceiling. Some books were new. Many were very old. Behind the counter sat an old man with gray hair and kind eyes. He looked up and smiled. "Hello?" he said gently. Evan nodded. He did not trust his voice yet. "Take your time," the old man said. "Books like to wait." Evan walked slowly between the shelves. His fingers touched the book covers. Some were rough, some were smooth. He felt calm. The rain outside sounded far away now. One book caught his eye. It was small and blue. The title was simple. It said, "Finding Your Place." Evan opened it. The words were easy to read. The story felt warm. It felt like someone understood him. "You chose a good one," the old man said, coming closer. "That book helped me once." Evan looked up. "Really?" he asked. His voice was quiet, but it came out. The old man smiled again. "Yes, long ago." Evan brought the book to the counter. He did not have much money. He felt his face grow warm. The old man waved his hand. "You can take it. Bring it back when you finish." Evan's eyes opened wide. "Thank you," he said. From that day, Evan came back often. Sometimes he bought a book. Sometimes he just sat and read. The old man made tea and asked simple questions. He never rushed Evan. He never laughed when Evan spoke slowly. One day, the old man asked, "Do you like stories?" Evan nodded. "I like them a lot." "Do you ever write your own?" Evan looked down. "I try," he said, "but I don't think they are good." The old man leaned forward. "All stories start that way." He gave Evan a small notebook. The cover was brown and soft. "Write for yourself," he said, "not for others." That night, Evan wrote his first real story. It was short. It was quiet, but it was his. Weeks passed, then months. Evan grew taller. His voice grew a little stronger. At school, he still felt shy, but inside, something had changed. One afternoon, Evan walked to the bookstore and stopped. The windows were dark. The door was closed. A small sign hung on the door. "Closed for a few days." Evan felt a tight feeling in his chest. He came back the next day. Still closed. The day after that, too. On the fourth day, the door opened again. Evan rushed inside. The old man sat behind the counter looking tired but smiling. "I'm glad you came," he said. "Are you okay?" Evan asked. The old man nodded slowly. "I will be." He looked at Evan's notebook. "Are you still writing?" "Yes," Evan said, "every day." "That makes me happy," the old man said softly. A few weeks later, the bookstore closed again. This time it did not open. Evan stood outside with many others. Someone placed flowers by the door. Evan understood without words. His eyes filled with tears. Days passed. The street felt empty. One morning, a woman came to the store. She unlocked the door. A sign went up. "Open." Inside, things looked the same. The books were still there. The warm light was still there. The woman smiled at Evan. "He told me about you," she said. "He wanted you to have this." She handed Evan the brown notebook. Inside, on the first page, were words written by the old man. "Your place is wherever your story lives." Evan held the notebook close to his chest. He felt sad. He felt thankful. He felt brave. Years later, the bookstore was still on the corner. The sign was new now. Inside, a young man sat behind the counter. His name was Evan. He smiled at a quiet child who walked in from the rain. "Take your time," Evan said gently. "Books like to wait."